Left of the box. I came across this next article when I was looking up something, and I just thought, you know what? It's silly. It's silly to go over. I kind of want to go over it just because I need something a little silly right now, and it kind of pokes fun at Pierre Poilievre. And I didn't even know that this existed. Apparently, there is a CBC Kids news. Kids news. And they had an article about Pierre Poilievre when he became the leader of the Conservative Party. I don't know. I find this very interesting, but here we go. I'm not showing this for any in-depth content or any deep analysis. I just thought this was interesting, but there is a CBC Kids news. 5 things to know about Pierre Poilievre, Canada's new Conservative Party leader. And this was published September 12th, 2022. Poilievre replaces Erin O'Toole as head of the party. And this is news for kids. 1. He's a longtime politician. Poilievre's time in politics dates back to his time as a student at the University of Calgary, where he led his campus conservative club. Poilievre, who is 43, now 45, that's math, children, was first elected to Parliament at the age of 24 as the representative of the riding of Nepean-Carleton, which is in Ottawa. He's been a lifelong career politician. He's been made rich off of the taxpayer money. He got his pension at 31. He's one of the people. He's been a member of Parliament for 7 terms. That's math, children. He was a senior cabinet minister for Prime Minister Stephen Harper's government. Born in Calgary, Alberta, he now lives in Greenlee, Ontario. Yes, he was a cabinet minister for Stephen Harper. Actually, he was like a housing minister for a bit of that. Stephen Harper is horrid human being. 2, he's all about freedom. Children. This guy. Freedom. That's why he supported the Freedom Convoy. During his campaign, Poilievre promised to make Canada the freest country on earth by limiting the influence of government in the lives of Canadians. Not what he's doing. It's not what he's doing. He's using the government to control the lives of Canadians. Poilievre's position is that the government shouldn't get involved in the lives of Canadians more than is necessary. Unless you're trans, and then absolutely, and, bail reform, and also if you're suffering from addictions or mental health, then it's necessary, apparently. And said he would make it easier for Canadians to open businesses without heavy government tax and red tape. Really? 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 It's easier to start a business now? Well, of course he hasn't been government, but, his plans would make it easier to start a business? Really? Really? He said he would ban all future vaccine mandates related to work and travel, which paralleled some of the goals of the trucker protests from earlier this year. You have the freedom to make everyone catch a deadly virus. He also said he would reverse the Liberal government's attempt to regulate major internet platforms, which he says is akin to censorship. Yeah, you can't regulate the internet platforms and, try to block hate speech or anything of that sort. Nope, no censorship. But, when it comes to other things, because he'd back that whole oil and gas thing, trying to teach people that that's good. And also remember, under the Stephen Harper government, I don't know if you remember this, most people don't, they actually banned the use of things like climate change. You couldn't use that word in government documents. You couldn't talk about climate change. They actually banned that because that was called censorship back then. But they didn't call it censorship. No. They actually banned the use of the terms climate change or any reference to that. Number 3, kids. His nickname is Skippy. Dating back to his first political win at 24, many of Poilievre's fellow party members called him Skippy, the bush kangaroo. According to a Canadian Press article from 2004, his name is a reference to a kangaroo from an Australian kids show, Skippy the bush kangaroo. How? What is it about a bush kangaroo that makes you think of Pierre Poilievre? Like how is that connection made? I need more information on this. CBC Kids news. I need to know how that connection was made. How is it that you look at an Australian kangaroo? I think all kangaroos are Australian, and you think to yourself, that reminds me of Pierre Poilievre. Just somebody who fits in the pouches of all these white supremacists and alt-right wingers and stuff like that, and just sits in their pouch and dictates from there, I guess. I don't know. Number 4, he won by a landslide. Poilievre won the leadership of the Conservative Party of Canada by 2/3 of the vote. Randy Besco, a professor of political science at the University of Toronto, said he likely beat out his main opponent, Jean Charest, because he is more conservative, whereas Charest's more moderate platform failed to resonate with Conservative Party members. Generally, the candidate that is more conservative and also credible wins, Besco told CBC News. Do we know that for sure? There's these things that you need security clearance for that says that there was like foreign interference with the leadership race that Pierre Poilievre was involved with. So winning by that landslide, was it just because he was more conservative? Yeah, huh? Is that what the reports are saying? That he was just more conservative and that's why he won by a landslide? Even though that there's evidence pointing to interference into this, his leadership run for the Conservative Party of Canada. And kids, finally, 5. It's pronounced Poilievre. Poilievre. As the leader of the official opposition in Ottawa, he'll likely be running for Prime Minister in the next election, which is scheduled for October 2025. It'll be in the spring. In the meantime, you may be hearing Poilievre's name a lot, or more, now that he's Conservative Party leader. Best to get a handle on that French pronunciation. It's Poilievre. 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 Have more questions? Want to tell us how we're doing? Use the Send Us feedback linked below. Oh, I just wanted to cover that. I felt that article was kind of ridiculous.